Howdy, people. Howdy, people. Howdy, people, and hi. Good evening. Good evening. How y'all doing out there? Woo! Wanda, Lulu, Tiffy, Unspeakable, Joy. How's everybody? Howdy ho. Pizza was tasty. Tommy Katz. Day was good. Police time. Hey, Judith. Hope everybody's doing well. Feeling good. Hi, Lori. Pizza was good. Oh, yeah. You did ask me that. Yeah, Lori. Changed it up a little bit. A couple slices for Paul. He wanted a couple slices of sausage and pepperoni. Yeah, we were cutting up earlier. I don't know who got a chance to hear my dad actually singing some old commercials from back in the day. I don't know what era, maybe the 50s. He was talking about Pepsi Cola. Hits the spot, 12 ounces. That's a lot. Twice as much for a nickel or two. Pepsi Cola is the drink for you. Yeah, been hearing that tune for a long time. Pepsi Cola, he told me it was a nickel then. It was a nickel. And those were probably the bottles, I'm sure, with the thick glass. So he enjoyed his Pepsi, and we enjoyed our pizza. It's good. Yeah, tomorrow, get up, do it all again tomorrow. I don't know who was able to catch me with my run this morning. Didn't really run as early as I would have liked. Tomorrow I have a bigger run. Tomorrow I'm actually running this bridge and going down to put my father's bicycle together. He has a stationary bike that he got, and so we're gonna put that together back at his spot. One of these days, sometime soon, he'll be ready to get back to life and be there on his own. But not just yet. Trying to feel things out. No rush. Between me and my sister, he always has a place to stay, and no hurry. I don't mind using that as just a getaway. We just go down there and we just like a vacation spot. Look around, feel cozy, feel warm, feel like my mom's right there. It's just like, oh, wow, my parents' place, Go down there, go to the beach, go to the pool, go to the gym, relax, have some snacks, sit back and talk, look through some old photo albums. It's normal. But at some point, I'm sure he's ready to get back, on a consistent basis. And he's functional. He's doing everything he needs to do. Definitely this is time for us to watch him and make sure his behaviors and everything like that are normal and, to where he can handle being on his own. But he's a tough guy, and I'm very happy with how he's been doing. Yep. It's nice hearing your dad. So glad knowing he has you and his daughters. Yeah, we have fun. We have a lot of fun. Yeah, he'll be okay with time. That's right, Wanda. So, yeah. Hopefully everybody had a good day, enjoyable. I had a good day with family right there. Like I said, we had gone down and um, had a meeting talking about the watch party. I definitely plan on, I guess, linking it up somehow with you guys. You know what it'll probably be? Me going live just like this. That's all it would really be. Me going live. It'll be for a long time of being live. It'll be like 4 hours of it. Um, Cameras on. I'm watching the movie. If you all want to watch the movie with me, then you watch the movie too, and we'll just deal with like maybe I'll have an earbud in or something, and we'll just talk. Wow, look at that part. Oh my gosh, really? And then if there's some things in the chat, in between, then I'll go ahead and look over, talk to you guys. I know that the venue where we're going to be, they have it set up where I'm going to be doing some on the spot interviews. So Nita will be with me naturally. She'll be able to take the mic and talk to you guys while I'm, doing a little interview sidebar stuff. Um, then coming back, um, they have some photos and things like that will be going on there. Everything's to be social distance out. I mean, I definitely cased it all out. It's on the water, so where we'll sit is going to be far away from, far away from actually the screen. They're looking at putting a projector screen up, and people could watch whatever, and then we'll be far away in another area um, where I can just handle my social media, handle with you guys, and hang out. We just happen to be there. And then at the end, I think there'll be some photos. Step and repeat will be set up, with the big sign, and like that. So that's what I was working on today. We'll see how and if things move forward with that. Right now, um, things sounded good, and we'll just see. So in the meantime, next week it's back to taping the episode. So I definitely I have some things set up for my next conversations on the podcast, but I'm always looking at more people. I think that a couple of people had sent me some emails showing interest in coming on the podcast, sharing what's going on in their areas with the pandemic. So if you're interested in please. Um, my email, trainwithtommy@gmail.com. My P.O. box, my wife wrote it out. This is it. Tommy Williams Show, P.O. Box. And you see all that information here. So you can take a picture or you can put it in the chat, and that'll be great. Okay. Another 5, 4, 3. Take a picture now. 2 and 1. Okay. So that's the email. And let me know if you needed me to hold it up again. I'll hold it up again or I'll say it. The Tommy Williams Show at P.O. Box 260218, Hollywood, Florida 33026. All right. Hi, Joan. How you doing? Thank you for including us in the watch party. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you all were going to be first in the watch party. Actually, I was going to just watch it from home. But then I have my wife had actually suggested, hey, look, why don't we try to do it someplace? That way we can get out at the same time. And I'm like, you know, I'm not huge on going out. We haven't ate at a restaurant or anything like that. I'm really trying to just kind of take it easy. But not a bad idea as long as we can talk about the distance and stuff and have some things in place. So kind of break the norm. Special occasion, make it kind of special. I talked to my dad about it. I wanted to see if he wanted to go or whatever, but he said, and I don't blame him. I kind of feel the same, but I think for me it'll be good. Like this is you all have my definitely been my therapy. Um, but he said he's gonna just watch it at home. And then I talked to my older sister, and she's gonna watch it from home as well. Because there'll be some parts with my mother coming on naturally, documentary, and she'll be talking about Wendy and stuff and family, and that might be a time when I kind of walk away for a moment. Nita might hold the conversation down. I don't know if I'll watch it or wait. Maybe I'll tape it from home and I'll watch that part when I get home. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch all the parts right there. I don't want to. I don't want to be like a blubbering, crying person. I want to kind of just watch the movie and get into that. But yeah, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so there we have, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for putting it in there, Barb. We have the PO box that's in. Let me just make sure everything's. I believe you got everything in there. Yeah, 260-218. Yep, Hollywood, Florida. Boy, you're fast. UTO 26. Huh. Nice, Barb. Mm. Yeah, everybody's doing good, e-girl. Everybody's doing well, hanging in there, a little bit at a time, little by little. You have been our inspiration, Tommy. Thank you very much. And you all have been mine as well. Hey, we got it in there twice. Thanks, Lulu. Mhm. You all work so well together. Oh boy. So me eating these blueberry vanilla nut fruit clusters. They're pretty tasty. Hmm. Thanks, Joan. I had another sign this morning. Every day I get a sign from my mother, several times a day. But today, my dad and I were leaving. We were pull it out, going to going down to the restaurant, and there's a lady that walks all the time, or she does her exercise. She had a knee brace on today. Older woman. I really like her. She's always has leisurely conversation. I think she's from the islands, from the Caribbean, and she always sees that I'm upbeat. I see that she's upbeat. So you kind of recognize that kind of vibe, and you gravitate towards it. So we always have leisurely conversation. And today she was walking away, and I was like, "Hey, listen." I said, "What's your name?" She said, "Shirley." I was like, "Oh my gosh." I just was smiling from ear to ear when she said that. I said, "Wow." I said, "As in Cheryl or Shirley? Like, how do you spell it?" So she said, Shirley. I was like, "That's super." I said, "That's my mom's name." My father looked over at me and smiled. He said, "You see that?" I said, "Yeah, Dad." And we went on about our day. But I know we both had our quiet moments of thinking and thankfulness, that the universe is always working. Yeah, I try to constantly remind my dad about those things because I know it's rough on me, but it's really, really rough on him. It's really rough on everybody, but it helps. You know, to open yourself to be able to accept all that the universe is trying to show you. Well, it's constantly working. There's always messages coming at you. Yeah, Stacy. Hey, Stacy. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, Lulu. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to pronounce your name correctly, but the consonants together are making me throwing me off. Emma? Vema? Nema? I don't even. If you could help me out with that, that'll be a great one for me to get a hold of. I've seen you before on here, and I always like to try to address people, but I don't want to jack up the pronunciation. So if you could help me out, I greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, I will say La Furia. La Furia. La Furia. La Furia? I don't know. I don't see anything over the eye, so it might just be La Furia. Anyway, hey, and hey, Tiff, how you doing? Miss Miss Bug Butt. Miss Bug Butt. Al, how you doing? Oh yeah, you heard him singing, huh? Yep, he was getting it in. He was singing everything, huh? That guy was happy. Wow. $500 for people who aren't wearing masks in Mississippi. That's heavy. Yeah, that's what they need to do. Fine people. Mhm. It wasn't really help. Well, it was helping a little bit down here, but our governor just he doesn't see the need in closing anything up. So Yanima. Oh, Yanima. Yanima. Huh. Yanima. Hey, I can definitely get a special feeling when someone has my mom's name. Yeah, sure, Deborah. I know it was extra special. Hey, Eva, how you doing? I think the last name would be easier. Listen to Lula. She's letting you guys know that she's with you all. Thanks. Yeah, that's right. Enima. Yeah. Yeah, it is a pretty name. Enima. Like the name you spell it. You say it right. So we got Stephanie. Hey, how you doing out in the A? Hey, Young G. Yo G. Hey, Yorgie. Oh man, I need to open my phone up on this. Get a little something going on here. I bet you I could read this if I just go like this, and like this. Yep, I can see everything now. And this is what I think I'll do occasionally. I'll just have to hold the phone up over here. It's not a problem, is it? Let me pull this name back down. Yorgie. Georgie Smorgy. Huh. All right. Yeah, this would be helpful. Hmm. How long have I been in Florida? Oh, about 3 years. About 3 years. NOL. Thanks, Lulu. Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, just 3 years. But 3 important years. Lots of time with family. Worked out perfectly. And I remember my parents used to always say, um, appreciate that. Appreciate that, Yanima. So listen, my father used to always say, no, no, this other stuff, clusters of some sort. Blueberry, vanilla, nut clusters. Good, very good. But yeah, they used to say, oh, you know, come don't there's no need to come down here, you know, especially if you're chasing $1. Um, plus the politics is all jacked up. You might as well stay right there. I mean, they really tried to talk me out of it. I mean, they almost had me convinced. Something was just like, you know what, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. I'm a beach bum. You know, Need as a beach bum. We'll be all right. We'll be fine. As long as it gets hot, as long as it's nice weather, everything else we'll figure out. Don't worry about it. It got a little tricky, a little hairy at times. But you know what? Whenever we got downtime, we were always right there with my parents, and it made sense. Always hanging out with my older sister and family and everybody. It made sense. You know, was able to still get up there and see Wendy. So it made sense. She was still coming down here on breaks and stuff. So it made sense. And now 3 years later, I'm saying, wow, I'm so glad we came down. Would I have come down sooner? No, I don't think so. I think 3 years ago was plenty. Prior to that, I mean, it's not like I was like, oh, yeah, Florida, let's go. If my parents weren't here, I wouldn't have been here. I mean, I would have been Jersey all the way. Um, but, it's a no brainer. I need to be here. And so we made it happen. Could I see myself moving back? Eh, at 53, retirement's in the distance, you know, years of relaxation and stuff. I love the warm weather. Nah, now my window's closed for me to return. So it's a one-way ticket at this juncture. I mean, things shift around a little bit. Maybe I could see snow burning up that way. But for the most part, I could just say, nah. And if I do make any moves, it would just be to a lateral move to another warm place. Yeah. Yeah. Timing is everything. You are right. Welcome to the party. Right, right. Hey, T Mac is in the building. Hey, buddy. I think that'll be a good setup for the movie. Yeah, great food's coming. Mhm. Because when the movie comes out and everything kind of rolls out of Wendy's mouth, because that's pretty much from her perspective, naturally the movie, then it opens itself up for other angles. Like, I mean, quite frankly, I have my take on things. You know, some are similar to Wendy's view, and then others are from my viewpoint looking in. And those are things that hmm, Wendy doesn't have a problem with me talking about. But this is her testimony. But as I'm watching the movie, or after I finish, and I do my, you know, little exclusives with whomever, or we're talking in the chat, I could then share my take on stuff, which will be fun. It'll be fun because you'll already be familiar with stuff, and I could just talk about it in my storytelling way with my added spin from either being there with Wendy when she's going through stuff or being on the phone with her after she's gone through stuff, or, you know, whatever else. Just my perspective on what are my thoughts about what I've seen her go through. So, or being that there's no other family member but myself outside of Wendy who's talking about, or really caring to talk about, what's taking place. Kind of leaves, kind of, a good way to tell a story. I mean, I have everybody's perspective already done because either we've all talked about, I mean, this is like years and years of stuff. So whatever she's gone through, we've had family discussions over, or else I've had my discussions with, or I've talked to my sister Wanda about, and we have our perspective, and we have our thoughts about, or I've talked to my parents about, and we have our thoughts about what's going on with regard to whatever part we're talking about. And so naturally, I can talk about them. I mean, there's times my mother and I have talked about, you know, different aspects, and not want to just sit and talk about somebody in the family. It wasn't like that. It was just you talk about it. Hey, mom, how you doing? Pretty good. What's going on? Have you talked to Wendy? Yeah, I talked to her. So what's up? She's making out. Boom, bam, like that. And it's interesting. All of it's like laid out in a certain way, and everything is real. I mean, everybody's a communicator. That's the good thing. So everybody had their viewpoint. And as I talked to my dad today, it's nice because he was like, "Well, you're definitely one to be able to put the address the questions and stuff." Because when I was down here, they said they wanted to put an area where I can go into another section of the of the venue, the location, and I can do questions and answers. But I'm not trying to do a whole full blown interview, but to go in there and do a couple of questions or a couple questions or something like that, then fine, I'll do some things. But he said, that'll be great, Tommy, because with what I'm doing, and and then of course having that platform, he said that would be super. He said, and you'd be out of anybody else in the family, you'd be the person who'd be able to, best convey the family's thoughts on different things and stuff like that, because he knows that I'm not a trash talker. Like I wouldn't get out there and just kick somebody's back in, and I know how to finesse things to the point where it's being respectful, but being honest about what we thought. Our family is not a ghetto family. We're not trifling. We're very and I'm definitely one to support couthness amongst our family. I'm not one to put our family out there on blast. I'm one that my mother would always have out there in the foreground to make sure we represent the family well. So, um, yeah, I think my mother would be very proud, and I think she's very proud with me stepping up and being able to support Wendy on this. And I'm excited, real excited. I wish she was able to come down and join me for this view party, watch party, but you know, she doesn't need to travel that much. Plus she's back home. The show must go on, even though the movie airs on a Saturday. No need to pull her out of the city to come down here for that. I'll be able to hold it down just fine. Do lots of people in your area know you are Wendy's brother, Eva? Um, no, not really. Uh, as a matter of fact, my wife and I are relatively low key about stuff. Florida is just Florida. I mean, Jersey, it was easy and it was, common for people to know who I was because we were Jersey. And we've been in Jersey all our lives. And then I just lived moments or minutes from Wendy. So, it was kind of, it was more or less a lot more people knew up in Jersey. But down here, that's not really there's no lead in for a conversation like that. You know, we just kind of live down here, and it's almost like we're on vacation. That's how our lives are down here. It's almost like we're on a permanent vacation, and while we're vacationing, we keep our business to ourselves. That's how that goes, and it's been nice that way. We're able to move about freely and just be humble and enjoy ourselves down here like kids, you know. But I mean, eventually, I'm sure, however things go, you know, it'll start becoming a little smaller and smaller, and people will be able to know what's going on. But trust me, even with my podcast, I don't. I try not to get guests from in the area. I try not to, bring things right here where I live. You know, I go outside. That's why I'm always trying to find out people in other states, other places. Come on the podcast. The podcast is easy because podcasts, you could be in Africa, you could be in Detroit, you could be anywhere, and it doesn't matter. It's just a link to join me and have a conversation. So it makes things very friendly. But yeah, you see the point. Eh, trying to just keep it separated. I'm very much I like my privacy. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Steph. Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to represent everybody pretty well. Yes, it is her story, Sandra, and she will be talking about it. She will be talking about it 4 hours. Hopefully you get a chance to watch it. It'll be a good movie and a great documentary. And during the documentary, we'll be all talking about it. In fact, with a buddy of mine, and this is how cool Wendy was, and is. A buddy of mine named Arthur, I used to call him Artwork. He might join in one day. When Wendy was in radio in New York, or was it Philly? I think it was Philly. Oh wait, was it New York? I think it was New York, and then when he got ousted, and then she had a 100-mile. She had to be outside of a certain radius, so she went down to Philly and did radio. And she had a sidekick, but she never minded having a sidekick. Skeletor, Artwork, and then his name was Arthur, then Art. And so he and I went to college together. Great guy. I had said to her, because he put his resume in or whatever, or however it went, and he mentioned my name. She said, "Do you know a guy named Art?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know him." And so we went to college together. I said, "Give him a chance, Wendy. Give him a chance. He's a good guy, and he's very creative, and he stays in the know, and he's pretty loyal, and see what happens." And he did pretty well. I forgot how long they worked together, but he actually he didn't have a contract with the radio station, and she tightened him up out of her pocket, and he was making some bank. I was like, "How much are you giving him?" I was like, "Geez, I wish we could have fast forwarded, and she could have seen the potential in me and said, well, why don't you come on board?" But I had no interest. I was so busy at those times. She wanted so badly for me to just focus and be the best and move into some other things, but I couldn't. I was living fast, and I was always into just surfing and swimming and traveling and doing whatever I wanted to do. Very selfish in my life. Not even selfish, just I was in my own mindset. I wasn't on her watch. And Wendy's very, very protective of me. Was extremely. And when she saw that she couldn't harness my time anymore. There was a time when I think she could harness it, but then it was just like, all right, well, I got to go and do my thing, and so we kind of, but Art was a good guy, and he worked well with Wendy. They worked well for a short while. And I talked to Art actually today because he caught wind that I'm doing some things, and he was like, "Man, I'm proud of you." And I talked to him today when I was trying to get you all up on the live feed while I was getting ready to swim. And so at any rate, I told him my links and stuff and said, "Hey, keep an eye out." And I also told him about the watch party. He said that he was actually going to be part of the documentary. He was asked to be part of the documentary as well. And I haven't spoken to Art in some time. So I said, "Well, listen, if you were part of the documentary, why don't you check and see what's going on first and see if you want to fly down or want to come down. But come down and come to the come out that night, and just we could stay in the B&B or hotel down here and make it a time, Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Chuckerette. Her parents could have been her manager too. Yeah, true. Or she could have managed herself. and just been on top of her A game. Wendy's very, very business oriented. She's very much of a you know, always been on top of her credit. Always told me about having good credit and just take care of what needs to be taken care of. She's very, very business oriented and savvy. That's what makes her really good at what she does. And she's often had to train the men that she's dealt with in being savvy because they just didn't understand it like she understands it. Wendy has like a third eye when it comes down to business, and she's tight. Like I've never met anybody so tight in their game, and it really makes her money go even further. And she has a great business sense that keeps her right on top. And then she has that futuristic vision too that she probably talked to you all about. If you should read any books or anything like that, she's been talking about this futuristic vision since I can remember. I mean, that she used to refer to it as futuristic vision before I could even knew the word futuristic. She's used to say that all of the time. And I'm telling you, that's what makes Wendy a winner in my eyes. She is so much more than anybody knows. That woman is strong. That woman has a strong, strong sense of business, great work ethic. She'd be the type that any person would want on their business team, on their team. Yeah, she's got it. She's a natural. And you know what? If she was a man, you know, man, I'll tell you, first of all, she would need a manager because unfortunately, that's how, you know, sadly, that's how the world goes. Now we're moving away from it. You'd like to think we've had some time to go, and I think until we hit there, but I'm definitely not chauvinistic, and I do believe that somebody like Wendy, boy, she deserves to be sitting at the head of the table at any boardroom. You know, Forget being a woman. She's just smart. She's just cut for the job. You know, but she's yeah. I mean, I hope this movie really depicts her in all the different facets of her because it would really be like a good role model, a good real proud moment for women. And I know one thing: if I do, or when I do get into interviews to talk about Wendy, it's going to be on that tip because instead of just being marauded by bloggers and people who just want the hate and everything else and don't know her, and just want to throw daggers, you know, I'm also on this platform to defend my sister. So don't get it twisted. Don't think it's for the takeover. It's for the teamwork. It's for the uh, safety net. She doesn't have, she hasn't had anybody to get out here and advocate and talk about, hey, take it easy. And I'm not one, and there's certain ways to go about things. You can't come out here and just put your hands up and say, don't bother my sister. Stop talking about my sister. Who does that? But there's lots of ways to defend somebody without having to put a shield up. Sometimes you can just expose them for who they really are, right? And let people make their own redecision on who she is with evidence, right? The right evidence. It's easy to get out there and call somebody names. She's a man. Fuck out of here. I mean, you can go back in any picture. She's beautiful. She's always been pretty. And, I think that, people just come out and just say the craziest stuff, probably because of their own shortcomings. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't stop it. And now that I'm on this side of the coin, I see it quickly in this short amount of time. People are going to throw their thorns and darts and everything else. But, it's like, first of all, if I didn't have a family member who was involved with this industry and who hasn't talked to me, who I haven't ridden with and seen it, And then we talked about it before. I had to fight battles to defend my sister's name, even with her not being there. Then I wouldn't know, but I have, and I've done all those things. So for me to sit on this side of the coin and say, all right, you want to talk about me, cool. You think that I'm riding while my sister's going, fine, I'm riding. I'm holding on tight. I'm riding. But listen to this. That's my sister at the end of the day. So I'm a Williams. So why the heck wouldn't I say I'm Wendy Williams' brother? If I say I'm Tommy Williams, who's that? You know how much competition I'd have out there to even get the door to crack open and let a piece of light come in. I don't care how positive or inspirational I am, or how great my smile might be, right? That wouldn't do it. And you all could say, well, you are a nice person, but guess what? No, nice wouldn't cut it. It's who are you? Why am I going to watch you and not want to watch any of the hundreds of other people who have exactly what you have to offer? But once I'm in, yeah, Dad. Yeah, man. You're finished watching TV? All right. So, anyway, if you want, because I haven't scrolled down in a while, I have no idea what anybody's saying. Hopefully, nobody got off this line yet. You all might have left. Might be on here by myself. Let's see. Oh, okay. You're still on. Thanks, folks. All right. Well, listen, one of two things. Either I can take a moment, give me about 2 minutes, and I can continue talking. You all ready to go to sleep, or you want to stay up for a little longer? As you see, I'm awake. You haven't heard me do any of this, right? No yawning today. I'm pretty good. We'll wait. Okay, cool. We are up. Okay, all right. Give me a moment. Oh yes, remember, Tommy. Remember, shade is cast on the brightest light. Oh, I like that. I like that one. Where's Nita? Oh boy, here we go. Look at Rose. All right, hang in there. Give me a minute.